Welcome to Our Best Self. Here we share stories and experiences to grow healthy habits and practices that will lead to both your happiness and success, personally and professionally. Come with us to explore mental strength, happiness, health, business success, and the gamut at large. Thank you for joining today. I'm going to focus on a very important topic that's near and dear to my heart. It has to do with time and the rare moment that we have to be on this earth together. And I think what's super important about sharing this is too often we think about we have this long life and we want to think in life as a marathon, and we want to really be patient as we're going through it. And that's all true. But at the same time, we have to be very self-aware as to where we are within our life and being sure that we are taking advantage of that. And so what I have been really coming to see recently is, one, doesn't matter what your age is, 22, 50, 60, I hear the same refrain when I'm speaking to people. Time flies. People are constantly seeing that, and it's a single truth that crosses all demographics. Everybody has the same feeling. And when I think about that, I try to separate what is causing that feeling of swiftness of life, and is it a self-awareness to the finite nature of the time that we have, or are there some other factors? For me, recently, I have had two close deaths, not in my family, but of a friend's family, and then a friend's friend, and in the span of 6 days. And so this is very impactful when you think about it, because just the nature and the proximity to have those kinds of fears of loss that might happen with your family, your friends, right? Like, who haven't you called today? Who haven't you hugged today? Really come to mind to me. So what I want to really focus on here is I want us to, one, be self-aware that time is precious, but also what are the ways that you can apply maybe habits or a technique to really treasure the time that we have and hit our ambitions in parallel. And how do you know what those are? And I think the quote that really comes to mind for me is something that I wrote that has to do with, when you find the pursuits and the impact that reverberate with your soul, those will be the impacts that you seek. And with that, when you break that apart, what I'm really trying to push towards is, however you spend your day, however you spend your life, whether you are working at a basic job, or if you are chasing, an athletic career or something that might be viewed as glamorous, maybe you're a great farmer, maybe you're making some amazing fabrics for people to wear around the world. It doesn't matter. What matters is your pursuits in those and what you do for the impact around it. So when I look at a project, I try to find what is the impact I can have here and carry it forward. It might be a simple technology project that's, hey, we're trying to make this 20% faster or safer, or we're trying to create a new product and it's going to do this. The impact that I am seeking is the betterment for my customers, the reward in feeling that I have built something that they have achieved. When I think about the companies and the individuals that I advise, the athletes that I coach, I think about their pursuits and our pursuits together. I see us on the same path, meaning that I am trying to convey and help them achieve their goals, only for them to achieve their goals. My goal is for them to achieve their goals. And the impact that I'm trying to achieve may be as simple as someone being able to run a mile for the first time in 10 years. It might be for someone trying to get to the Tokyo Olympics. The impact for me is the same. I am looking at it at the same way, and I give the same energy. It's the same reverberation in my soul, if you will. And that is so important. And I really want and wish you to capture that as you think about time and how you apply your time throughout the day. So what can we think about? What can we do to bring forward principles that help us achieve our success? And by success, that can be impact. That can be simply doing an amazing job, being a great mom, a great dad, and having the impact there. But over time, suddenly we start adding things, and we start thinking about those things. And those really illuminate our purpose and our impact that we're chasing. But unfortunately, time will slip by without care for us. The clock's going to keep spinning whether we decide that we want to just sit on the couch and watch 2-3 hours of TV, or we want to go do something else, wander around. If whatever we need, we just need to be mindful of what we're doing. It doesn't mean that we do not need escapism. It does not mean that we should not spend a morning like I did today and read for an hour. That's it. Just read, underline a couple things. Nothing came from it. Maybe in the future that knowledge or those ideas will play forward. But that was it. That was my escapism, to hear somebody else's point of view on an area that I'm passionate about, and then see if I can pull something from it. Here are three principles. Here are three principles I wish to bring to you that I think will help you and I to live our best self, or our best life, and to have the most happiness based on what we're pursuing. The first is to live intentionally every day. Meaning, let today have a purpose, let there be a meaning, and let's set up specific achievements to hit that desired ambition, right? What is our soul yearning to do? So let's live intentionally there. That, for me today, one of them was being a great daddy, where I wanted to experience and participate with my daughter. And that involved making clay animals. That involved sitting through a movie that I have seen 7 times and dancing a little to it. That involves me bringing my daughter someplace to hear amazing news of a friend who is now going to be a mother, and letting my daughter have that experience, but me help bring her forward to see that. It meant going to the pool and being involved with her while she was in the pool, not simply dropping my daughter off and walking away. That's what I wanted. Others need other things, but it was intentional. When I woke up this morning, I thought about what would I like to pull from the day, just as I thought about I really wanted to reflect and try to share ideas that I feel will give you value. And that centers around today, which is time and how it swiftly moves. So number 1, live intentionally every day. Number 2 is a very common one, which is to be present. Now, being present is a focus that I really have found to be powerful. And people can feel it. People can feel when you're connected. And I think that is something that you should apply. That does not mean we don't engage on our phones. It does not mean that we don't take a picture, we don't, write things and post things and communicate. It means that you dig into their world when you're with them to learn, share, inspire, and hopefully, because you were present and because you had that conversation, listened, and maybe shared ideas, you can create an imprint that they will remember. Now, maybe you will see some benefit. Maybe you were having that conversation to achieve the result in a project, but because you were present and you shared authentically, That is how you will slow down time and to truly have that benefit and use the grace of life that we have. Finally, look up. That's number 3. Look up. We have lists, we have tasks, we have goals, we have pursuits, and we want to transform ourselves. Me too. And the world is looking for us to do that. But we equally need to take a breath. We need to look at our beautiful planet, laugh, cry, dance, hug, or just simply cherish the gift that we have. And I wish that of you. We need to take that moment. We need to dive into that pool and touch the bottom of the pool. We need to look at that flower and notice there's a flower bed on the side of the road that you haven't noticed, but you've driven by every day for traffic. Maybe you check out for a few days. Maybe you check out for an hour. Whatever it is, look up. See the world that you have made, you are a part of, wherever you are. And if you travel for work, you have even more access to more treasures and more life than you can imagine. We want to try things. And my wish and my hope for you is that you will do things and therefore you will never regret any part of your life because you will have lived it. You will have spent your time in these moments and been present and have captured and is built on your dreams. There's nothing better. That is our pursuits. Those are our ambitions. So when you think about this, when you build upon this, it is so important to think about where you are and where you're headed. But at the same time, and in balance, live life right now. This is a collection of stories about making our best self. It is for you. It is a tool. It is a collection of ideas of mindset, mindfulness, health, nutrition, success strategies. If there's something I can do for you, let me know. If there's content that I can bring forward, let me know. And if this meant anything to you at all, I would love for you to share the ideas, share some comments. You can find me Jimmy DATL on Insta, or Jay DeLucia on Twitter. And if there's anything I ever could do for you, always ask.